The moment my sister told me, "You're the biggest disappointment in this family," something in me snapped. And that was the night everything changed. I'm Aiden. And for most of my life, I was the family shadow. Quiet, useful, invisible. On our street, everyone thought my family was perfect. Perfect garden, perfect lawn, perfect golden child sister. And then there was me, the kid who fixed the Wi-Fi, while everyone else got applause. 25 seconds, 5 minutes, build up. Growing up, every room in our house echoed with comparison. If I got a B+, Lily got an A. If I won a $500 coding contest, Lily got accepted to a leadership retreat. If I helped someone, Lily had already saved a village somewhere. And my parents? They didn't even pretend to hide it. Why can't you be more like your sister? A motto, a lifestyle, a sentence carved into my back like a tattoo. So I adapted. I worked in silence, hours of coding in the dark, building a future no one bothered to ask about. By 22, I was making real money, freelance clients, a savings account growing faster than I was. But my parents still thought I was playing on the computer. Fine, let them think that. I didn't need validation until they started needing me. First, it was small things. A laptop for Lily, a battery jump for mom, a quick loan for textbooks, another for the mortgage. We'll pay you back next month. They never did. By 24, I moved into my own apartment. Quiet, peaceful, mine. I worked nights, slept days, paid my own bills, lived my own life. But to them, I was still the screw-up, the selfish one, the disappointment. And then came Christmas. A giant party for Lily's graduation, caterer, decorations, 30 guests. Me, I got a group text invite 2 days before. I showed up anyway, gift in hand, a nice leather briefcase I could barely afford. She barely said hello. Then someone asked if she'd pay off her student loans with her new job. She laughed, looked straight at me, and said, "Hopefully Aiden will. He's basically my sugar daddy now." Everyone laughed, even my parents. And that's when I asked, "How much have I paid for you, Lily?" Silence. I listed it. Laptop, tuition, textbooks, bar prep. 28,000, right? Her face went red. And then she said the line that burned itself into my bones. "You're the biggest disappointment in this family. Always have been." I didn't argue. I set my drink down, walked out, and left town before sunrise. They didn't call. Didn't ask if I was okay. 3 weeks later, my dad called. "Aiden, why isn't the car loan paid? The bank keeps calling." I told him the truth. "Your disappointment isn't your sponsor anymore." And I hung up. That was the moment the bridge burned. Then it got worse. A bank notice. An account I'd co-signed years ago was being drained. My dad had been pulling money. For what? No idea. I froze the account, blocked his number. And that's when the flood began. Messages from mom. "You're tearing this family apart." Messages from Lily. "Hope you're proud. Dad might lose the house." Messages from my aunt. "Be the bigger person. Bigger person. Always me. Always the fixer. Always the quiet mule carrying everyone else's weight." So I made a PDF, a full list of every dollar I'd ever given them. 42,000 total. I sent it to the whole family. Subject line, disappointment invoice. PDF. Lily lost it. Mom cried. Dad drove to my door. I let him in. He didn't apologize. He didn't ask how I was. He said one thing. "Lily is in trouble." I asked, "What kind of trouble?" He swallowed hard. "She used your name for another loan." I felt cold, like my bones froze. "She what?" "She said you wouldn't mind. It was for a condo. Her fiancé backed out. The debt's in collections, and it's in your name. Identity theft. By my own sister. Not a stranger. Not a hacker. Family." I threw him out, locked the door, and started the legal process. For 4 days, I didn't sleep. I filed reports, called lawyers, shut down my credit. $67,000. That's what she'd stolen. And still, no apology. Not one. Instead, her text read, "You ruined me." I blocked her. But I wasn't ruined. I was reborn. I poured everything into a new project, a software tool I called Thread, something real, something mine. Months passed. The product exploded. Clients lined up. Money came. Peace came. And then an invitation came. A wedding. My cousin Maddie, one of the only good ones. I almost declined. But then I realized this was the stage. I prepared, gathered receipts, forgery evidence, a notarized statement from Lily's ex, everything. I printed 20 copies on thick cream paper. Professional, cold, undeniable. Then I walked into that wedding, a completely different man. When Lily finally saw me, she looked like she'd swallowed glass. After dinner, I walked to the family table. Calm, quiet, unshakable. "I brought something," I said. I slid the envelope toward her. Inside, the truth. All of it. The fraud, the debts, the money, the affidavit. Every lie. Her face drained of color. I leaned in and whispered, "If I hear my name in your mouth again, this packet goes to your firm, your bar association, your future employers, and everyone here." She tried to speak. I raised my hand. "Not tonight. The bride deserves peace. But after this, we're done." And I walked away, straight onto the dance floor. Free for the first time in my life. The family went silent after that. Completely silent. They weren't angry. They weren't sorry. They were scared. Weeks later, an HR email popped up. Lily had applied for a new job and listed me as a reference. I called them, told them the truth, sent them documentation. She didn't get the job. Later, I published a blog post, a founder story, not naming her, just telling the journey, what it cost, what it taught me. It went viral, 12,000 views, then 50,000. Then investors started reaching out. My parents finally called, pretending nothing happened. I didn't play along. Lily wrote me a letter, neat, cold, still no apology. I framed it, a reminder. And now, Thread is profitable. I have a loft by the river. I sleep like a human again. No guilt, no noise, no weight on my shoulders. I'm not angry anymore. I don't want revenge. I already won. They were right about one thing. I am the disappointment, but not in the way they think. I disappointed their expectations, their control, their narrative, and I'm proud of that. If you want more real life stories like this, hit subscribe and join me for the next chapter.